So I've had this Ibanez Iron Label 7-string for a few years now. It came out with factory EMG 707 active pickups, was only a 9-volt system, and I found it gay, so I decided to get some passive pickups to put in there. So this is one of the factory EMG 707s, and they will be getting replaced with these. This is a Dimarzio Tone Zone 7, and this is a Dimarzio Blaze 7. Now, the issue, anyone with a trained eye that can see it would notice that these holes, the ends of the pickups have been filed back, like so. I've done it to both of them, and the reason being is because Dimarzio only make F-spaced 7-string pickups. As we can see, the Iron Label 7-string is not an F-spaced guitar, which is why the ends of these pickups were filed back a little over 1mm to be able to fit inside the pickup cavity. I need to drill, either re-drill holes to fit them, but then here's the other issue I've come past. We can see here that the EMG 707 active pickup is a perfect fit for the pickup cavity, right? When we come over to the Dimarzios, see how you can see where the screw hole has been taken out from me filing it back, right? But it still fits in the cavity now. So that was issue number one. Today's video is going to be on my journey of converting an active guitar to a passive one. Yeah, we'll go through the wiring process. This is the current look of the factory inside of the electronics cavity. We've got this cheap and nasty 3-way switch here. That's my volume pot, and this is a kill switch. That's all this guitar sort of came out with. So the Dimarzio instructions give us these switching options that we can use as mini toggle switches, like this guy, parallel and series switch, phase switch, in phase, out of phase. This is single coil and humbucking mode, so you can run the whole humbucker or half of it. And this is a treble bleed circuit, which basically deals with the loss of top end frequency when you turn your volume down, which can occur. It's a common occurrence. Standard wiring requirements: if you want the humbucker wired in series, if we want to wire it up in parallel, we need to draw the red and white wires together and the green and black wires together. Pretty straightforward. Basically, if a humbucker is wired up in series, then you're going to get the full output from the pickup, but you might not have such a wide frequency response. Whereas if you wire it up in parallel, you won't get that much output, but it does become a little bit cleaner, like clearer in the top end. What they don't tell you is that basically just connected 2 single coil Stratocaster pickups to the same place, right? So it's going to squeal like a pig. Probably going to roll with series wiring. I only have a 3-way switch, so if we go series wiring, and then I might somehow try and make position number 2 the inside coils, if I can. Like the RG inside has a Seymour Duncan distortion trembucker in the bridge, and that's got a series parallel switch, and honestly, I just made a hole in my guitar for nothing, really. Here's a couple of things we need to tidy up here. I've got an earth wire here that might have possibly come off the output jack that I need to put back on here, and this looks like an output wire coming from my volume. So I want to rearrange all this anyway, because there's going to be a lot more wires connected to the back of this volume pot with the new pickups. So I've decided to keep the linkages that the Ibanez factory had put on the 3-way switch to make it more straightforward. So all I've got to do is put the red wires to the switch, which would allow the signal to come out of the switch into the volume pot. The green and shield wires get soldered to the back of the volume. Black and white wires are going to get taped off to create a series connection. Signal will come out of the switch into the volume and then towards the output. Yeah, in terms of how I'm going to mount them, I think I'm just going to deal with the ugly gap for now. Utilize some screws, but then take the springs out of the bottom of the EMGs and use that system that they had as an adjustment point for pickup height. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, eh? So I ended up drilling some holes into the pickups, and I found some matching screws that would allow me to screw them into the guitar body. I grabbed a few springs from underneath the EMG pickups and put 2 springs under each of the Dimarzio pickups. That would give me some form of height adjustment. Soon after doing that, I realised that the volume pot that was supplied in the guitar for the EMG pickups is only a 25 kilo ohm potentiometer, and I need a 500 kilo ohm potentiometer. So it made sense for me to basically strip all the wiring back to more or less starting again. I decided to tidy up the switch and make my ground and shield wires connection of both the Dimarzio pickups and create the series connection with the black and white wires. Then it was just time to find a volume pot. 500k. It's a push-pull tone, but we can turn it into something. Yeah, so in terms of the push-pull volume control, I think I'm just going to try and wire it up so that it splits the neck pickup in half. Okay, so push-pull potentiometer that I had is a little bit dodgy, so I've got to hopefully just get a normal standard 500k and just have a volume, unfortunately, which is a little bit gay, but oh well, let's have a look. Yeah, I'll give this one a try, see how it goes, eh? So after locating all the bits and pieces that I needed, I more or less just went around cleaning up all the excess bits of solder and bits of cut-off wire that was left on my bits and pieces. I ended up rolling with just a basic standard series 3-way configuration, and also removed the kill switch while I was in there since I don't really use it. Okay, so is that clean channel? Oh fuck, that's neck bridge pickup, isn't it? It's both lead. Fucking way better. Okay, so it works to say the least. Let's have a look, eh? Haven't put the covers back on, but I ended up earthing out the pickups to the switch and then earthing the switch to the back of the volume. It just sort of kept things a lot easier to deal with inside there. So yeah, it would have been cool to be able to sort of record something properly with it, but at this very particular point in time, or as of the time I'm making this video, I didn't have the necessary resources here to do it. So yeah, hopefully you fellas learned something, eh? Or, you know, that was basically what I had to go through to fit Dimarzio pickups into a guitar that was originally active with those shitty ass EMG 707s. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you like.